So, a llama is sitting alone in the jungle. A narrating voice says,
That llama you're looking at was once a human being. That guy was an emperor. I'm that llama. The name is Kuzco. Emperor Kuzco. I was the world's nicest guy and they ruined my life for no reason. You go back a ways and this will all make sense.
So we go back. We learn that Kuzco was a big douche. We meet
Pacha.
who's here to see the emperor. We also meet
Yzma, the emperor's advisor.
and
Yzma's right-hand man. Kronk.
Yzma tries to run the country behind Kuzco's back, so he tells her.
You're fired.
Kuzco informs Pacha that he's planning to turn the hill where Pacha and his family live into a summer home for himself.
Booyah! Welcome to Kuzco-topia.
Yzma is mad at Kuzco, so she decides to
Poison him with this
She invites him to dinner where Kuzco drinks the poison. However, it turns out that it's just
extract of llama.
She orders Kronk to.
Take him out of town and finish the job now.
Kronk does as he is told but saves Kuzco because of his bad conscience. While contemplating what to do now, he loses the bag with Kuzco in it, which lands on Pacha's cart. Kronk isn't able to get Kuzco back but spots Pacha's face in the crowd. We meet Pacha's pregnant wife and 2 kids. Pacha finds Kuzco, who thinks that
You turned me into a llama and then you kidnapped me.
Kuzco thinks he just needs to get back to the palace and order Yzma to.
Change me back.
He tells Pacha,
No time to waste. Let's go.
but Pacha says,
Build your summer house somewhere else.
however,
I don't make deals with peasants.
so Kuzco tries to get back to the palace alone. In the jungle, Kuzco meets a squirrel and some jaguars. Pacha helps Kuzco escape. After this, he tries to convince Kuzco to build his summer home somewhere else. They kind of bond. Back at the palace, Yzma is now in power and Kronk admits to her that,
He's still alive.
so they decide to go out and find him. The next morning, Kuzco and Pacha bond a little more and Kuzco says he changed his mind about the summer home in order to get Pacha to lead him home. Pacha says,
Let's get you back to the palace.
when they are nearly at the palace, a bridge collapses. Kuzco admits
Oh yeah, it all was a lie.
and intends to leave him. However, they both plummet down and now have to
Work together to get out of this.
make it out of the situation, and Kuzco even saves Pacha. Without the bridge, it's a 4-day walk to the palace. Pacha still decides to take Kuzco back because...
4 days is a long time. Who knows? Maybe you'll change your mind.
Meanwhile, Yzma and Kronk search for Kuzco. They meet a squirrel who tells them which way Kuzco went. Kuzco and Pacha pause at a restaurant. Kuzco doesn't like the food and decides to go and complain to the chef. While he's gone, Yzma and Kronk arrive and Pacha overhears them talking.
I should have done away with Kuzco myself when I had the chance.
Kronk luckily doesn't recognize Pacha immediately. Pacha and Kuzco manage to escape, then Pacha tells Kuzco he saw
Yzma and Kronk.
and that they intend to.
Kill you!
However, Kuzco doesn't believe him and they part ways angry with each other. Kuzco overhears.
If you hadn't mixed up those poisons, Kuzco would be dead now.
Now we're back at the beginning. Kronk has an epiphany.
It's the peasant who I saw leaving the city who disappeared into the crowd with Kuzco in the back of his cart.
He informs Yzma about it and they decide to go to Pacha's village. The next day we learn that Pacha followed Kuzco. They decide to go to Pacha's home to get some supplies. But just before they arrive, they learn that Yzma and Kronk are already at Pacha's house.
Hey, you just missed your relatives.
Pacha tells his wife what's going on and she tells them.
I'll stall them long enough for you two to get a head start.
Yzma sees Kuzco and Pacha running away. Chase montage. Kuzco and Pacha go into Yzma's lab, but Yzma and Kronk are already there.
By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Yzma orders Kronk to,
Finish them off.
but he's not sure about it. Yzma has enough and insults Kronk.
I've never liked your spinach puffs.
He tries to neutralize Yzma, but fails, so Yzma activates a trapdoor through which she falls. Pacha and Kuzco fight Yzma for the vial, but she meshes it together with other vials. Yzma tells the guards,
Kill them! They murdered the Emperor!
so they try to capture Kuzco and Pacha but are turned into animals in the process.
Get them!
Hey, I've been turned into a cow. Can I go home?
You're excused.
While they are chased by the guards, Kuzco tries all of the essences except 2.
Yay, I'm a llama again. Wait.
While Kuzco and Yzma fight for the last 2 vials, they break one and Yzma is turned into a cat. Kuzco tries to drink the last essence, but Yzma fights him for it and Pacha is pushed off the ledge. Yzma can't open the last vial, so she tries to break it, but it ricochets off the wall. Yzma jumps after it, which is not very smart. While she plummets down, the vial lands on a ledge, but only barely. Kuzco has to decide between the vial and Pacha and chooses to save Pacha. The vial falls down. Meanwhile,
For the last time, we did not order a giant trampoline. Pal, you could have told me that before I set it up.
Yzma catches the vial but loses it again. Kuzco and Pacha work together, but Yzma is faster. However,
Whoa! What are the odds that trapdoor leading me out here?
Kuzco drinks the potion and is turned back into a human. He apologizes to the old guy and decides to build a summer home not on Pacha's hill but on the hill next to it. The end.